Welcome to Spring LIB.
To answer this question, let's just go with a simple example of when you can have a comparative advantage without having an absolute advantage. So to figure out comparative advantage, we just have to find the opportunity costs. We have to find the opportunity cost of producing an item. So what is an opportunity cost? It's what you have to give up. So in this matrix here, we are showing what it costs country A, or how much country A can produce with one input for food and clothing, and country Y to produce food and clothing with also one input. So so first, let's just identify who has the absolute advantage. The absolute advantage is whoever can just produce more in no matter what, okay? Or with the same amount of input, sorry. So with food, country Y has the absolute advantage because with one input, they can produce 50, which is greater than 10. So with one input, they have an absolute advantage with food. And with clothing, they also have one input, and 150 is greater than 20. So they also have the absolute advantage with respect to clothing. So country Y has the absolute advantage in both cases. To find the comparative advantage, we just have to figure out the opportunity cost. So in country X, the opportunity cost for one article or one piece of food is equal to 2 pieces of clothing. We get that by dividing 10 and 20. So 10 over 20 would equal the number of food items it takes to produce the number of clothing items. And here it's 10 over 20, which is equal to 1 over 2. So one food item is equal to 2 clothing items. With country Y, it takes one food item to produce 3 clothing items. Get this by dividing 150 by 150, which is equal to the number of food, or the amount of food over the amount of clothing, which is equal to 1 food over 3 clothing. Now, we just have to compare the opportunity cost and see who has a lesser opportunity cost. So because it only takes 2 pieces of clothing to produce 1 item of food, or it only takes one amount of food to produce 2 pieces of clothing, country X has the opportunity, or the comparative advantage in food production. So they have the comparative advantage, but they don't have the absolute advantage. So in this situation, it is possible to have a comparative advantage